we've discovered the incredible history, mythology, and stories of Troy, one of the most famous ancient cities in the world. This legendary ancient city is best known as the location of Homer's epics, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Today, we'll be cooking an ancient recipe with local ingredients to relive the spirit of the Trojans, right here in Troy. Today, I've got two ancient recipes for you. The first is a fig leaf wrapped sardines, and the second is an ancient dessert called Globi. Since our fish dish is so quick and simple, I'm doing dessert first. And don't worry, this video was filmed at a distance that does not pose a risk to any cultural properties. So the first thing I have to do is cook my semolina. Got a little semolina, and I'll cook it in milk. It's important to stir semolina constantly so it doesn't stick to the bottom. So this recipe is from the ancient writer Cato, who usually wrote about agriculture but also included some recipes in his books. The semolina is almost ready, so I'm going to heat up our oil. I'm using olive oil because that is exactly what the Trojans would have used. While this recipe is ancient, in recent times it's actually become popular among locals, and it's even served in some of the cafes near Troy. So my semolina has thickened, so I'll take it off the heat and add the other ingredients. The first thing I'll add is some cheese. This is just an unsalted, fresh farmer's cheese. You can also use ricotta. While it might seem strange to us, the addition of cheese into dessert wasn't just common during the ancient period, it's actually still popular in Türkiye today. So my next ancient ingredient is a little honey. And I'm using honey because, of course, there was no sugar in the ancient world. And my next ingredient is sesame seeds. Now I'll form our semolina mixture into balls and start frying. I like to use some water on my hands to keep the balls from sticking. My olive oil is nice and hot, so it's time to fry. I'll just clean up my table and we can move on to the fish. So these sardines are cooked in fig leaves. It keeps the fish nice and moist and gives it a great flavor. I'm just cutting off the very end of the stem. Got a tray for my fish. All of Rikki Roath's recipes are very simple, so for this one, all it calls for is a little salt, a little olive oil, and a little marjoram. Even today, Çanakkale, the area surrounding Troy, is famous for its fish, and its sardines in particular. The locals here like to wrap their fish in grapevine leaves, but I'm using figs to really honor Troy today. Everything is local. The sardines are from the Aegean just nearby, and I've even picked the fig leaves from a tree in the ancient city of Troy. In contrast to the rich recipes of the Romans, Rikki Roath really kept things simple. He was focused on health and using a little spice and little sauce. When the flavors are so simple, you really need super fresh, amazing ingredients, which is exactly what we have here today. So all this simple recipe calls for is a little salt, a little marjoram, and some olive oil. And my fish is ready for the oven. Let's check on our dessert. The bottom is nice and brown. I can smell our fish cooking. I think it's ready. Wow, doesn't that look beautiful? With the bright green fig leaves and the caramelized top. Gorgeous. And now it's time to finish our dessert. Our semolina balls are looking golden brown and beautiful. So I'm taking our delicious golden brown semolina balls out of the oil. And then I'll toss them with some warm honey and sesame seeds. It's our last ancient finishing touch. Now I'll add my sesame seeds. And the sesame seeds will stick to the honey, which will stick to the semolina balls. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. I think I'm ready to serve. First, I'll plate our beautiful fish dish, our fig leaf wrapped sardines, and I'll open one just to show you how beautiful our fish is cooked. Look at how amazing that looks. And what's dinner without dessert? It's time to plate our Globi too. All it needs now are some sesame seeds on top and some fresh mulberries that I picked from the trees of Troy. These were a favorite fruit in ancient times, and they'll add color and flavor to my delicious dessert. It's time to taste our delicious dinner. So good. And now for dessert. This video was filmed at a distance that does not pose a risk to any cultural properties. We hope you enjoyed this simple yet delicious dish that combines the city's past with its present. Join us on this journey as we continue to cook our way through Turkey's ancient cities.